Okay, working on a DR mower, commercial XD30, and with the Kawasaki FS600V. Now, the bottom of these things in my video number 1, there's nothing really to protect your bottom down here. You see the light going through. Let me shut off my headlight here. See the light going through there? Well, so do all the twigs and sticker branches, and all the garbage comes up. And you have, in the top here, you've got these really cheap plastic cooling fans. Let's see it? See that little black thing? You get a little tiny twig in here, and that cooling fan will turn into, where's the other one that we took out? Let me see if I can find it.
Nice.
It's right here. We got less than 10 hours on this machine, and this is what happens. So now they're going to try and sell you a kit if you can find them, because they don't have them in stock. I wonder why. And supposedly they'll have them in stock in the future. One of those deals. But I've been waiting 2 months, so I'm going to take these off, the good one, and I'm going to see if I can get a 3D printed one. That was one little blueberry or blackberry branch that did that. So you've got to have cooling on these hydro drives or they'll overheat. See it down in there? Okay, you can kind of see how they're set up. Now when they sell you the kit, they're going to sell you, the way this goes is you're going to have the cooling fan here, which engages in the bottom of your pulley here, right? So I'm going to flip this around and set her together. See how that goes? Okay. The cooling fan's under the pulley, and you've got to access this 19 millimeter nut, which is really torqued down on the hydro drive. Problem is, when they sell you the kit, they're selling you the pulley too. Now, I suppose the reason why they do that is because you have to grab the pulley and you have to hold the pulley to disengage. And you don't want to bend the pulley because it'll prematurely wear the belt, right? But I'm just going to assume for a minute, if they're having you buy the pulley along with the fan, it's because you do damage the pulley getting it apart. So I didn't want to damage the pulley, okay? So I create an access hole in the machine. And at this point in time, you just get to the point where when you're working on something, you're like, no, I'm just going to get it done, okay? So you can see the top of the hydro drive. So we put a 2-inch hole in here, and it's 5 inches from the end of this pipe out, and as high as you can get it up, right? That allows you to get in there with a 1/2-inch impact to get those 19 mil bolts off the shaft of the hydro drive. See it down in there? So that's the next one. So what you want to do, if you want to do this and not damage your pulley, create an access hole. Now we're going to clean this up, paint it with epoxy paint, and I'm going to put a plug in it. The only problem with this, I got to find a metal plug because this is right next to the exhaust. The plastic plug won't work, it'll melt. But anyway, that'll allow you to, you still have to hold the pulley, so you're going to use a pair of channel locks to hold the pulley gently, right? Okay, and then use that 1/2-inch impact to get in there to get that. Okay, and then you can salvage or save your pulley. You can see here, you get my head going here. Hold on, let me get my light on my head going so I can show you. And then you can reuse your pulley without having to replace your pulley. I'm just in this position because I can't get the parts. You know, DR doesn't have the parts. I've been waiting 2 months, and it's just what it is. So our pulley's in pretty good shape. It's not too bad at all. It's new, less than 10 hours, so we didn't damage anything. And looking at the pulley, She's pretty straight. There's no dents in it. I'll take it in the shop here in a minute and I'll look at it. If there's any bit of curvature on it at all, I can straighten it out before we put it back together. But so anyway, you're gonna have to put your channel locks are gonna have to go in like this. You're gonna get in on that pulley on the top of it. See what I'm doing there? See that? Okay, and that's gonna help hold that pulley while you use the impact, get it off. Now other people say you can just go from the front to get that off. Good luck. And yeah, good luck. Have fun with that. So access hole. Don't forget, you don't want this rusting. Clean it up. Use a 2-inch hole saw. Use some cutting fluid to make that happen. Okay. And there we are. So we have access to that. So hopefully this helps somebody out that's dealing with this, because I imagine this is going to be a pretty common thing. When I'm all done with this thing, I'm pretty much to the point now where I'm just frustrated with the whole situation, right? I was expecting to have this mower back in 2 weeks, and 2 months later I'm like, dude, I'm just going to pick up my mower. And that's after I found out they didn't have the parts. After being told that they ordered the part and they had the part, and then they don't have the part and it didn't show up, and you know how it goes. But anyway, I'll fix it. I'll get it done. And that's where it stands right now. So hopefully they'll get these cheap plastic cooling fans back in stock. And then I'll do an additional video. I'm going to make a plate for the bottom of this thing, but you have to allow it to breathe. So we're going to make sure we're not going to overheat the hydros. So I'll do some temperature readings, thermal, before I install my guard plate on the bottom of this thing, and after. And then if that's going to be a problem where it raises the temperature more than about 20 degrees on the hydro drives, I will install a cooling fan on top of the hydro drives, and I'll make some way for air to access that cooling fan to make this all happy. Anyway, there it is. Hopefully this helps somebody out. You got any questions on this, drop a message. I'll try and help.